Good morning, beautiful. I do hope that this finds you well rested and ready to begin your day. This is your daily tarot and oracle, your daily insight on life and love. Timeless. Wherever you're catching this in time, it might be relevant to your life, what's going on with it. And if it's not, you can always just enjoy the show. You can, ask questions about booking a session. You can let us fall away. You can run for president. I don't know. Do your thing. Well, I guess president or prime minister, depending on your world. I don't know. Anyway, good morning. How's your day starting off so far? We're looking at some awakenings going on. Good morning, then, on multiple levels. All right. If you do have questions about booking a session or any of the services, reach out in the DMs or the email that's below. You're in a new phase. Take into account what you lost in the old phase. It was a lot of difficult choices that you had to make. And I think that you're somebody who's very experienced in this life. And you want to know what this is making me think? You ever hear somebody say you're wise for your age? It's not that you are wise for your age, it's that you've experienced enough for your age. So when somebody, I always had this running thought when people would tell me, hey, you're wise for your age. Wow. Thanks, it's trauma. It's time for you to start expressing that. I do feel like you are coming from a time of traumatic experience in your life. While it did morph you into this strong and wise individual, I'm sure that you are tired of hearing how strong you are, how perseverant you are. I'm sure that you're tired of hearing about it. At some point, you just want to be seen as gentle and delicate and needing of care. I'm getting pulled to the messages from your angels, so we're going to see what this is involving, the law of attraction. Spirit, I'm not going to just leave with that one, because even that would make me want to do a sprint into the wall. It's time for you to ask, why was this a lesson? Why was this all that you needed to learn? Child, yeah, you're being reborn. You, some of you might actually be preparing to add a child to your life, either that or a new pet. But some of you might be experiencing childbirth, adding to the family, or there's some sort of a child experience, childish. Maybe it's reparenting yourself, coddling. What I'm seeing in this, in regard to all of this and getting the trauma that I was getting earlier, I do feel like you are in a sense getting that child back, reclaiming the child, which this has been a theme amongst the readings. So, while this is wonderful and I'm very proud of you, and I want things to get easier for you, I would love to look and see what's actually coming. All right. I do feel like you have just been in the mess of this for a while. This was some of the hardest lessons that you had to learn. All right, Spirit, I asked for, some lighter and what they have to look forward to. You want to talk more about the mess? All right. You're an unstoppable force. You had a lot of lessons that you had to learn that you couldn't outrun. There's no outrunning the past. There was no outrunning the past. There was no outrunning the lessons or the pain that came with it. There was no outrunning the hardships. And I feel like you ultimately had to sit through all of that. And now you are this emperor on the throne who's completely secure, completely self-aware, and who completely knows what they're going and what they're in charge of. So, if power goes out, I'm recording this during a hurricane, so it's category 1, but still, last I knew it was category 1. I don't know, it's on the coast of the Northeast right now. It's Hurricane Henry. All right. I feel like this old mindset Even the people in your life has been completely wiped away, either by connection or by physicality. I do feel like there is a major sense of loss that went along with this one. Judgment. I feel like some people in your life just simply faded away in connection. Like, it wasn't any sort of disservice or anything, but something got really quiet. Judgment was being brought into light. So a lot of karma being brought to the surface, a lot of truth being revealed. And this, I think, completely transferred over onto the Chariot, which is leading onto a new path. It is very victorious. It does have long term. It is charging ahead. It is clearing the pathway, but also I feel the anguish in doing that. So this, the reason why this hurt so much was the grip that you had on it. So Spirit, if you can give me some sort of cushion to this, because while this sucks, or while that pain sucks, I really don't like that it's, you know, being that harsh. Tell them why this had to happen for them. So this is, we're gonna look at what you have to look forward to. All right, the High Priestess. You needed to be rattled to the core with insecurity, with the sense of loss, the sense of nothing left to lose, and the sense of hardship to go where you are going. And to know when people's integrity was absolutely out of alignment and when they were exploiting your good nature. So this, I think that you see people very clearly. I think that you are very intellectual at this point, because you not only read the lines, you read the lines in between those lines, and the lines in between those lines. You don't leave any stone unturned. You're completely analytical and incredible. But also, I don't want this to be a point where you're on such high alert. So this, I want to transform it to from being investigative towards being intuitive. Let this fall to the wayside and just be part of your intuition rather than your active pursuits and always looking for something wrong, because moving forward, people are not going to be taking advantage of you. You'll be able to sniff them out like it's nobody's business, and won't even be a stressor for you. It's like, oh, this is who you are. Pick you up, put you over here. Not even in my view. So this, I see that you are very clearly going to be able to see what is inside somebody's cup and see what they're offering you and see exactly what their motivation is. You have a very, very, very strong developed sixth sense. You are very intelligent like that, very intuitive. I want you to actually do some things to build on that intuition, because it's here to serve you a very good purpose. Because when somebody is saying something, their actions would speak otherwise. And this is something that you constantly had to be on guard about. Now, you're hearing what somebody is saying, but you're picking up on the hidden meaning of it and their actions in it. And this is going to serve you very well. You're incredibly intuitive. And I think that you having your heart in the right place, this is really going to work in your favor. All of this was to extinguish all doubt in your mind that it was an illusion to you, that what you were seeing is not what you were seeing. There's no deceiving you. There's not a soul on the planet who is going to be able to deceive you with this one. If they do, then God help them to get them away from you as fast as possible, because they're only going to be able to pull one over on you once. All right. I hate that it took all that to get you to that intuitive and very just emotionally intelligent mindset. You're very curious, but now I want to bring the playful child curiosity and the passion for life in this one. Yes. You know the choice that you want to make. You know which direction you want to do. You know that you want your life to be not so burdened. You don't want to sink underneath all that pressure. You're letting go of all of that junk. But also I see that this is having your connections. This is having old friends come in through this life or the other lives. We also have the moon up here. It's a new phase. A new phase where you can follow your passions unbridledly. I'm really loving this. I want to get more on the Six of Cups. This is definitely in intimate circles. And I do feel like this is either past energies that are coming up, or this is going to be somebody that is just this deep soul bonded connection that you will recognize by that familiar feeling immediately. So come on, give me insight on the Six of Cups. They're coming out of nowhere. They're coming out of nowhere where you are rejecting people, when you are letting people go, when you don't want the connection, when you don't want these connections. That's when Bob's your uncle. Here it comes. This is a reconciliation through the lifetimes. It is coming out of nowhere. And it's going to force you to see life differently. I think that you finally thought that you had an entire grip on this whole life thing, and Spirit throws a curveball at you. You don't want love, you don't want any more connections, you don't want any soul bond connections, you don't want to build up in this direction of your life anymore. Okay. Throw something in, and you are just completely taken back by it. Wait, it's going to happen at the most either inopportune time or unexpected time. And oh my God, is it gonna set your mind on fire with that? It could also set your soul on fire. That's actually a Christian rock song. I'm running to your heart till I am a soul on fire. Forget who that's by. It's on one of my playlists. Anyway, so tell me more, because this has me kind of giddy. I'm not gonna lie, Spirit. I have a lot of cards in front of me, obviously. Okay, come on out with it. This is somebody who is not in your peripheral yet. I don't feel like this is somebody who has been brought to your awareness yet. I feel like this is somebody who... This isn't somebody who you're seeing right now. This is not somebody who's been brought to your attention. Okay. Right now you're getting rid of all of the choices in your life. You're getting rid of the bulk of choices. This is going to be somebody who doesn't make it in to this bulk of choices that you're getting rid of in your life. I think that this has been a constant left side, right side, left side, right side. What are you going to feed in? Balancing the scales. This is too much energy. There's too much of this. And you're getting rid of every single one-sided connection in your life, one that you feel like you cannot live without, that you will not live without, everything that you feel like you simply cannot go on with, can't go on without. There we go. You're going to have that realized. And I'm talking about, obviously, not like our children or anything like that. It's not a point of losing that. It's not a point of being ghosted by any of those. It's a point of these intimate connections, whether friends or lovers or even some family members. You are going to have the pain invoked in those connections until you learn how to just let go and simply let things exist as they are. You are going to get to a point of discomfort where you don't give a crap about any of this, and you are simply just wanting to exist for a while without any stressors. That's when that connection is coming in. Yeah, because you're putting off healing by trying to maintain all these connections, like, oh, well, you know, maybe if I do this, maybe if I do that. No. Spirit's saying no. You're ready to move on. You got to get rid of all of this stuff, because keeping all this noise around you and these circumstances, it's not going to help you. All right, it's time to make some choices. Let it all go. Just let it go. Let the person who you think that you are going to spend your eternity with, let that connection go. I'm not telling you to ghost it. I'm not telling you to run from it. I'm telling you let go of the grip on it, because it is going to hurt you so much to pull on a rope that is just trying to be free. So that's what this is guiding you to do, and to what to be mindful of. You got to have more faith in the universe, and I think that you're getting to that point. There's been a final nail in the coffin, and I feel like it didn't even hurt this time. I just feel like it's a final nail in the coffin with this one. Some sort of unstable masculine connection that this You thought you were out of the woods, but you weren't out of the woods yet. And this came in like a fiery spirit, but then it became way too much and it broke your back. And then you dropped the burden. You got all this off your back, this final disappointment and all of these connections in your life. That was the final nail. And now you just want to simply exist. And you're putting that investment in yourself. So what do you have to look forward to? I want to use a different deck. I'm using too many of these cards. I really am. You'll see it in the screenshot at the end. Okay. Everything's okay. No, you're not meant to walk this world alone. You're not gonna ruin everything. Nothing's ruined. You're not too far gone. Not any of that is true. All right, so you've got the power, but you're turning that power onto yourself now rather than dispersing it towards everybody else, getting your point of validation from them. Your validation stems from you and your acknowledgement of self-worth. And it's time to travel through. This actually might involve physical travel, or this might be something that is down the road in time. But I feel like this has been on its way towards you. So you're traveling this road less traveled by for yourself, on yourself, and by yourself, so that you can get to a destination where everything around you is truly waking up. There is a vibrance that is being reestablished in your life with this one. So be very clear on what it is that you want. But for you, what do you want for you? What do you want to embody? Do you want a strong body? Do you want a comforted body? Do you want sleep? Do you want to party? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? You want to go shopping? I don't know. But you have to be very clear in what it is that you are calling out for in your life. Children, get playful with this. You have to take control about what you are willing to stomach. You have to have more tolerance for that childlike wonder. There's a sense of playfulness, but it feels like it's not being tolerated for that long. Like, okay, you were jumping the puddle for a solid 5 minutes. Let's go in and clean off. You're all dirty now. No, shut up. Let that kid go play. Let yourself get ridiculous. Let yourself get dirty. Life is this beautiful, convoluted mess. Let yourself partake in it. Holding yourself to such high, rigid standards is not going to let yourself be free or roam free. It's going to hold yourself into such restrictions that are stifling to you when life and spirit wants nothing more than for you to grow. So, final cards. Fiona, now that you've asked the angels for help, be open to receiving divine guidance and assistance. You deserve heaven's help. You deserve all the help in the world. It's not that you can't do it, it's that you don't have to do it alone. Then we have Maya. I have to sneeze again. So Maya is about schooling, studying, and education help your life's purpose and personal growth at this time. The angels will guide you and help you with this process. It's time for you to really get to know who you are becoming. Because who you were a year ago, that was a very much more wounded time frame. And I see that you have just started stepping your power. Now it's time to acclimate and look at the parts that have been healed. And now it's time to establish where you are on your path, or what path you have just chosen to go on to, and see, okay, now where do I want to take things? Because there is no end goal. There's only these check-in points. What's the next check-in point looking like? What direction are you going to take all this in? Astera, you deserve the best. Reach for the stars with your dreams and desires and don't compromise. So help me God. I will say it 1 billion times. Stop watering yourself down because you want to make yourself more palatable. For what? To who? What does that even mean? You're not intimidating. People are intimidated. And you want to let them be intimidated. Don't water yourself down. Your support is coming in. Your people who are going to fully embrace this are going to be present. And the people who found you intimidating are going through their own growth period, and who at some point will be at a point that you had just been at. They're growing at their own pace. You are at a different point on your path. So, final card, Spirit. If they follow all this advice and really stick to their personal growth and their life path, what is the likely result of this scenario for them? And don't forget, your individual path and life is going to have even more in-depth insight. So if you have questions about booking that session, go ahead and send me a DM. Ask me about the services. Ask me about pricing. And, you know, just say hello. Say hi. Let me know where you are in the world. And, all right, come on, out with it, Spirit. I'll keep shuffling. I'll do this. All right, so this card, oh, wait, hold on. No, it went back in. I can't force it. It doesn't feel authentic. I won't do it. Come on. Karmic lesson being learned. So we have the Justice out of balance. Slow down. Don't hold yourself back. And then we have an investment. So the likely result is showing your life where it's been at, the imbalances, and where you want to put your investments, and stop watering relationships that are completely unbalanced and one-sided in your life. All right, so after that, because you can't just leave it on that. What kind of crap is that? You're going to find... All right. You're going to get rid of things that have been emotionally charged and clinging on to you, emotionally manipulative, unfocused, uninvested. You're going to be set free. You have the world at your hands with this one. You're losing all of those dead, weighted connection situations and relationships in your life and finding the world in this entire new chapter. And it's going to be nothing but fruitful endeavors. So I really hope that this made sense to you. I do hope that this finds you well. And until next time, stay safe, have fun. Just know how greatly you are loved and appreciated. Bye for now. If you're coming across this, chances are you need a message from your angels. Listen with an open heart and an open mind. We're going to see what Spirit wants to tell you right now. So we have one card, Vanessa. To make your decision, ask which way brings you closer to your divine purpose and which way takes you away from it. It's a simple answer, not an easy answer, is it? Sometimes the simplest answers are the hardest ones. How's that? We're going to look at this. Caution is warranted. Look deeper into the situation before proceeding further. Do not flip a coin. This is a really important time for you to actually make these life-changing decisions. And it's really about looking at who you are, what you want, what you envision for this world. It's not going to be an easy job in getting there, but this is part of your divine purpose. What would you do if you were not stepping into that purpose, if you were not stepping into that light and you were living that out? What else would you do with your time? This is about looking inward and making the simple yet difficult decision to step into that light. Be that powerhouse that you are. With everything that you've experienced and overcome in this life, this is a huge part of your divine purpose. It's going to take a while to fully step into that light, but you have got to start making the motion for it right now. The world needs you to shine as bright as you are. If you're coming across this, chances are you need a message from Archangel Raphael. Something is coming in to be healed. So we're going to see. Exercise is key. It's time for you to get moving. All of this is action-oriented. Listen, it's time to get moving. It's time to start taking care of yourself. And it's time to live in a world of possibilities. You are going to have downfalls. You are going to have bumps in the road. You are going to have setbacks. Don't let it derail you. You just plug in and do the work. Do your divine purpose. You are stepping into purpose. Be action-oriented. Do not be afraid of setbacks. This is going to be something that has a major payoff for not only you, but a major payoff. So, that being said, whatever it takes to get rid of your anxiety in this, I want you to start focusing on the positive ways to do that. Because you and gaining momentum in your life is going to make you an unstoppable force. Even with setbacks, you're an unstoppable force. If you're coming across this, we need to get a message from a loved one. So listen with an open heart and an open mind. Hold their energy in the forefront of your mind, whoever's coming to mind first. If you can't think of anybody, just hold your main spirit guide. This is an equally as important message. We're going to take it from this one. So if this doesn't resonate, you can always let it fall away. But we're going to see what Spirit wants to tell you. All right. I'm going to have you pause and read too, in case you don't want to hear me. Dearest you, let us ask you, are you looking for happiness outside your everyday moment-to-moment experience? Thinking you will find happiness out there someday? So many go chasing after the magical it out there, but it can never be found there. So we want to share a secret that shouldn't be a secret. You are pure joy. What made you is pure joy. And every time you wake up, and even when you sleep, you have joy waiting to be expressed inside of you. Joy, joy and happiness and fullness come from doing joy, being joy, knowing it, cultivating it, and lighting it in your heart so that you can share it. You must know this, so when the time comes, you will be fully free, and your joyfully being and actions will turn into a beacon of starlight. Look within and be joyful for even tears and loss. And look within and be joyful even for tears and loss. Period. Okay. For they even mean you have lived, really lived. Jump into it all and love every minute of it. We all love you like crazy over here. Sometimes when you lose, you win. If you're coming across this, your angels have a message for you. Listen with an open heart and an open mind. We're going to see what you need to know, what you need to focus on, what you need to be wary of. So let's see. All right, out with it. Come on. Just so you know, I'm not shuffling. I really need another camera is what I need. I just haven't done it. Haven't found what I'm looking for with those. Thank you. God, was that so hard? Yes, it was. Sorry, it was like pulling teeth, Spirit. All right, you. The most important relationship you have is the one that you have with yourself, and this is really emphasizing on that one. You have to pay attention to the relationship that you have with yourself and get back to your playful self. The relationship you have with Spirit, with Source, with God, whatever you want to call it, that is the one that you are the most connected to. And then there's you and Divine Source. So this is about gaining confidence in who you are as a person and building on that solid relationship, and get out any of the blocks that have been impressed on you and keeping you away from self-actualizing, self-love, and from fully being present in love and connections with other people. So this is actually telling Source and Spirit to do some sort of divine intervention and jump in and get rid of those blocks so that you can be fully present in this life and be fully present in your relationships, and even with the relationship with yourself. It's a full time to be completely authentic and fully present. But I see that this is something that you are reclaiming in your life, and that is going to also be a point of confidence with you. So get ready for love, get ready for light, and get ready for freedom. If you're coming across this, we need to look at what archetype you are working with or the shadow work that is being done. So sit back and listen. We're going to get one card. Listen with an open heart and an open mind. Don't force this to fit your life if it does not fit. Ooh. All right, I'll take that one since it's the only one that flew out. Servant. Servant. Delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. So this is about divine inspiration and being in the ebb and flow of life, the giving and receiving. How can you be a service? How can you act on divine inspiration in your life? It doesn't have to be on any grand scale. This can be something as simple as saying God bless you to a stranger who just sneezed, or buying something a house. That's a bigger scale. But how can you show up and be a service to collective consciousness, mankind, your own kind? How can you be present? How can you give? How can you light your light up? Be that beacon. I'm actually going to show you in this book the alternative meanings to this one, because for what I'm seeing for you, it's how can you be present and give fully of yourself in this world. So the servant engages in an aspect of the psyche that call us to make ourselves available to others that benefits and enhance it and the enhancement of their lives. May include spiritual service to the divine or other people. Indentured servant, no, that's the shadow. Wait, no, indentured servant sees oneself bound by conditions of service, not by of one's choosing, but because of the inability to buy one's freedom or symbolically come into one's own power. Making your choices to the highest potential is a substance personal issue for you. Then consider this archetype for your support. It's calling us all out there. Step into your power. But yeah, how can you show up 100% in authenticity and be present and be giving of yourself? It has to be for yourself too.